Let it all work out. 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 Hey, and welcome to episode 7 of my Avatar The Last Airbender podcast. If you've been watching all the episodes up till now, which, judging by the views, right now at the moment, you probably haven't because we haven't been getting too many views, but I'm loving it, so I keep it going. You understand? And if you've been watching up until now, you'll notice that I changed the song. I went from that one inspirational beat, the inspirational instrumental, to this new song, Let It All Work Out. And this song's called Indecision by Sanfa. And the way I found this song was Lil Wayne, he sampled it on the Carter 5. That's how I figured out about it. And it's a great song. Turns out, who would have thought? But yeah, the reason why I picked that song is because of episode 14. I watched episode 13 and 14 last night, and this song fits perfectly with what happened in episode 14. It's all about fate. Let it all work out. And that's fate, Fate, not faith, fate. It's two completely different things once you start thinking about it. So yeah, so they meet a fortune teller, and Katana and Aang, they trust the fortune teller, but Sokka, he doesn't trust her. Which, if people can throw fireballs out of their hands and move ground with sign language, is it really that far-fetched that someone could tell the future? You just got to stop and think for a second about that. Like, it's in their world, that's probably not that crazy. I mean, shit, the episode started with a man getting attacked by a half bear, half platypus animal. So, someone being able to read the future isn't even the craziest thing that happened in that episode. But anyway, she reads Katana's fortune. I mean, you don't really, it's not nothing too important. Then she reads Aang's, and she takes the bone and she throws it in the fire, and the bone explodes. And that's never happened before, apparently. And you don't have to be a fortune teller to know if you throw a bone in the fire and it explodes, whoever's bone that is, it's going to be a very interesting fortune. And she says, you're going to be playing a big part in the war. And Aang's like, I already knew that. Tell me something I don't know. Tell me, am I going to find love? That's what he wants to know about, is love. And the bones really didn't say anything about Aang's love life. But she knows how important Aang is, so she's not going to want to disappoint him. So she just makes up something. And Aang's happy with it. Aang likes Katana. It's easy to see. Like this episode especially, they really put it down your throat that Aang likes Katana. And, people just blindly follow this fortune teller lady. If she says something, they just trust it. They trust that it's all gonna work out. You see, I brought that song back full circle. So now you see why I picked it. So she says that the village is going to be safe from the volcano. And then Aang and Katana Aang and Sokka, they go up to the volcano and they realize that it's about to explode and it's going to destroy the village. So they try and convince people that this lady made a mistake and they won't believe her. So Aang and Katana, they changed the clouds that she reads. Because clouds are made out of water and air. And we got a water and airbender so they can form the clouds how they want. To convince the lady that the mountain's going to erupt. The volcano is going to erupt. And they end up saving the village. And still, even though they saved the village, the village gave most of the credit to the fortune teller because she was right that the village didn't get destroyed. And that's just unfortunate. But they don't really do it for the recognition, so they didn't really mind, I guess. But yeah, that got me thinking, do I believe in fate? Yes, I do. I think that things just work out. You don't know how they're gonna work out, so you just gotta trust that they will. And that reminds me, when I used to play baseball, I was a very, very superstitious person. I had all types of superstitions. You know, one of them, probably my biggest one, was um, if I wanted to hit better, I had to cut my hair. I had to have my hair a certain length, and I noticed when I had my hair short, I just made better contact with the ball. It's weird. That's what superstition is. Seeing patterns and correlations that aren't really there, but you think that, oh, I did this, so this is gonna happen. And I do believe that superstitions work, but not because you did the action. You know, the life doesn't care about if you spin around 3 times and then lick your finger and put it in your ear. It doesn't care about that. What it does care about, and the reason why superstitions work, is because you think they're gonna work. You think you have confidence. And maybe that says something about my self-esteem. Like, oh man, I don't have enough confidence in myself. So I gotta put my confidence in an action and not just solely in myself. Man, I could see that. So if it doesn't work out, I can blame, oh, the superstition didn't work out and not, oh, I worked out. So it's crazy. And some of my other superstitions were, I remember, this is actually a big tip for any baseball player. Really, you could probably apply this to a lot of sports, but baseball specifically. I had a tendency to overthink while I was batting. And if you're an athlete, you know the worst thing you can do is overthink while you're trying to compete. So one of the tips one of my coaches gave me was to sing a song while I was batting, because I had to focus on the song rather than the mechanics. The mechanics are just going to come. I practiced enough that the mechanics are just muscle memory is going to take over. So I would do that. I would sing a song. And the first time I did it, I had a good hit. And I never switched songs. I sang the same song for the rest of my baseball career, every at bat. So that was another superstition. Another superstition I had was not to tell anybody about all my superstitions. So one of my superstitions was don't talk about your superstitions. And that's just crazy. But that's just how I thought. I thought if I would have told someone that this is what I do and this is why I do it, that suddenly the superstition will feel betrayed and it would stop working or something. So that's crazy. I also believe in jinxing. If you're up, 3 runs or whatever, and you're like, oh, we got this in the bag, we're going to win, you're not. Spoiler alert, you're not going to win if you say you're going to win before it's over. You played yourself. You jinxed yourself. That's just how I think. So yeah, I believe in fate. I believe in faith, both of them. When they both work together, that's when you got something special. And at the end, Aang confronts the fortune teller, and he's like, I know you just told me that my love life was gonna work out because that's what I wanted to hear. And he's like, so is it true I'm a hopeless romantic? And she's like, no, not necessarily. Just like you bended those clouds to change my fortune, you could do that with everything. And if that's not the most beautiful thing you heard, you know, it feels empowering that you have some control over your future. So that was episode 4. Jumping back to episode 3. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jumping back to episode 13. I was only 10 episodes off. Jumping back to episode 13. It started off with Katana and Sokka sick. And every single person that's alive right now can relate to that. Because we're going through a pandemic. We have a virus. It's called COVID. And if you're just learning about this virus on my podcast, you are fucked. But yeah, but you want to know what? COVID's not even the worst virus out there right now. I got the worst virus on my computer. You want to know why? Because I don't know how I got it. Probably downloading illegal movies or something. But I have this virus on my computer that anytime you Google something, it changes it to Bing. And that is the most annoying thing ever. Because Bing is a fucking shithole. God, so annoying. Every single thing you Google turns to Bing. So what I gotta do is I gotta Google search Google. So then when Bing pulls it up, I can click on the Google so I can Google something. You know your search engine is bad if you search another search engine to use. And whoever made that virus that switches it to Bing, I hate you. So annoying. But yeah, so Sokka and Katana are sick. Aang's got to go off and try and find a cure for it. He finds this lady. She tells him if they suck on some frogs, they'll be better. And turns out she was right at the end. And then, but while on his way back, he gets captured by the Fire Nation and gets captured again. But it's not by Zoku. And Zoku's kind of jealous. Or not jealous, he's desperate. I would say desperate is more the right word. Because he's desperate for his father's love. So, Aang's captured by the Fire Nation, but not by Zoku. And Zoku's mad. And he ends up putting on a mask and freeing Aang. So he could capture him himself and bring him to his dad. So he kind of backstabbed his own tribe. And if his dad found out about that, he would probably have more than a fucked up eye. He would be dead, probably. But, so, Aang, so he saves Aang's life, and then later on, Aang saves his life. And you're thinking, oh, maybe these two can actually be friends. And when Aang asks, you think we could ever be friends? Zoku shoots a fire at him and kind of answers the question for him. So the hunt is still on. That's just, I guess they had to do that for the progression of the story. Yep, that's my analysis. They had to free Aang so Zoku could capture him later on and be the hero. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was worth mentioning. Not really. That's about it. You know, those 2 episodes. I feel like they were good, but again, not a whole lot happened, and that's okay. Sometimes you can have those episodes, but so I'll watch episode 15 and 16 tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow. I didn't have a whole lot of stories this time. Again, I'm not running out of stories. I promise you. I got a whole lot more. That I remember. I just need to find a way to tie them in. So I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you guys watching, and like always, have a good day.